From the East and the West, you've heard others, but now you've tuned into the best. This is a PrimeWave media production, the NFL Bet Exchange, hosted by my man, Pop Dibiase, the primetime capper, and the Don of Cape Cod, Jeff Dawson.
Welcome to this week's episode of the NFL Bet Exchange with your host, the one and only Pop Dibiase, the primetime capper, and to the left of me, the man himself. Go ahead.
Jeff Dawson, founder, CEO of East Coast Sports Investors, the Don of Cape Cod.
All right, so we are doing the show here on Monday. So pretty much we will have the final results for you guys on the bottom once we have our editors and everything take care of that. But I know I went 6-6 yesterday. And Jeff, you did the same thing? Jeff went 5-7 yesterday, and I went 6-6 yesterday. So pretty much we're waiting on today to finish up our week. And I think that this is a little bit of a drop-off week, but man, we made you guys a lot of money last week, so it's okay. It's all right. It's all right. All right, Jeff. So let's jump into our Thursday night football games, and we got the Patriots, big win yesterday, and the Rams, big win yesterday. And let me go ahead and jump into my notes real quick. You have a Patriots team that's 5-1 is the underdog against the spread, but they're only 2-4 straight up. 2-4 on the road, though. They got the second road win yesterday. 1-2 against the NFC West. And 4-1, though, since the 2-5 start, though, Jeff. This team knows what they got to do. They're 6-6. They know that four games can deliver the playoffs. They are chasing that 7th seed right now, and that's what I'm looking at in my own accord. Then you got this Rams team. It snuck back in the first place in the NFC West, 5-3 straight up, 4-4 against the spread, and this is coming in their last. This is coming in the last 8, from what I can see, pretty much on the season. And then you have a 4-1 home record, 3-2 against the spread this year. But they're 0-2, both for road games against the AFC East. But this is what works out for the Rams. They're 3-0 in prime time. So what I'm going to do here is my best bet for this game is going to be the +6.5 on the Patriots in this spot. I think the Patriots are rocking and rolling right now. And see, the Rams can afford to lose. The Patriots can't. But I'm going to go ahead and take the cover here. I think it's going to be a much closer game. 3 days after a 45-0 blowout, the Patriots really looked like they didn't exert too much in that game, and they should be very prepared for this game because the Rams had to scrap and claw in that Cardinals game. So we'll see how it goes, but I do like the +6.5 on the Pats.
You know, there was nothing that didn't work for the Patriots. They got out early. Their special teams was phenomenal. Their defense was phenomenal. Cam rushes for 2 more touchdowns. He's up to 11. They knew they were flying out west to, play the Chargers and then stay there and get ready for the Rams on Thursday. What really kind of grabbed me right away is the opening number of the 6 and a hook. I mean, I would have to envision Vegas is begging for Patriot money, and especially after that blowout. I expect by the time this show views, this line will probably be down to about 4 or 3.5. So I'm going to take the bait or cheese, as we like to say. I'm going to follow your lead here. We're going to buy the hook as well here, Pop. We'll take the Pats plus the full touchdown. They're going to have to keep Donald in check. They're going to have to be able to slow down Kupp and Woods, and the defense is going to have to play like it did last week. So give us the Pats plus the 7 minus the 120 with the hook, Pop.
Sounds good to me. So we move forward, and let's jump into these divisional games. And we got some good division games this week as well, too, but not in the AFC. We got one that looks a little one-sided here. It's going to be the Titans, 8-4, traveling to Jacksonville to play against the Jags, 1-11. But this might be the scrappiest 1-11 team you'll ever see in your life. All right, but we're going in here with a +7.5 spread and an over-under of 53. Now, this is what I accumulated in my notes here, Jeff. I see the Titans, they're 5-7 against the spread, 9-2-1 when it comes to the over and under. So they've been over in pretty much 80% of their games this year, including last week. Literally got the over in the first half, but they were on the wrong side of it. So, Titans 2-6 against the spread as a favorite. 5-3 straight up though, but as a favorite, they're not that good against the spread. They've been losing people money this year. But they're 3-1 in division play. This is what's keeping them in the race right now as well too. And then they're 3-4 though after a 5-0 start. Jeff, this is what you got to look at. They haven't played well here in the last 2 months of the season. They started off very well in the first 5 weeks, but the last 7 weeks have not been. They've been either a middling or below average team in a sense because the defense just can't get off the field. And then they're 4-1 straight up on the road though this year, but 2-3 against the spread. So they do love their road trips. It looks like this year, and they've worked out, but if the spread is the key, you know what I mean? And pretty much they're not covering the spread as a favorite that well. But you got the Jaguars. Jaguars jumped out first win of the season. That was good for them. They got 1-0, but since then they've dropped 11 in a row. But in this stretch, they're 5-6 against the spread in the losing streak, and actually 5-6 against the spread, 6-6 overall though, Jeff, on the season. And then you got a 1-3 straight up in division play, but 3-1 against the spread in division play. So this team has been lightweight, a moneymaker for you this year with the 6-6 against the spread. And then they're 6-5 as an underdog this year as well, too. They have only been a favorite once. That was Thursday Night Football, the Miami blowout. So pretty much where I'm going here with this is it's not hard. The Jaguars have taken care of me in this spot many times this season, and they're still in a groove. And Mike Glennon's a decent quarterback. I'm going to take the +7.5 on the Jags at home because I think the Titans are going to kind of overlook it. But I know the Titans are going to be mad. I know they're going to be into it, but I still think the Jaguars will figure out a way to cover in this game. Maybe not win, but they will figure out a way to cover in the game.
You threw me a curveball there. I thought at first you were talking Packers and Lions, and then we just jumped to the Jags. But let's follow up here with the Jags here. I follow your lead as well. Tennessee going to be real upset here. Man, did they get embarrassed. And that usually doesn't happen to Vrabel teams here. But again, I will follow your lead here. We'll take the Jags plus the 7 and a hook. Let's just hope they can slow O. Henry down. Glennon's got to win the turnover battle here. Keep it close because if Tennessee gets out early, which they can, like they did 2 weeks ago in Indy, it's lights out. So we'll grab the 7 and a hook with you, Pops, and we will pray.
Pray. Then we move on. We have the 5-7 Lions taking at home, taking on the Packers, who are now 9-3 on the season. And pretty much you do have these two teams that are going in, you know what? All in all, though, when you look at the Lions this year, the Lions, they're 3-5 against the spread and straight up as an underdog this year. 1-4 at home against the spread, straight up as well, too. 1-3 in division play this year. But they're 4-0 when it comes to the over as well, too. So you might want to take note of that. And then, but this is a good stat for this Lions team. They're 4-4 since the bye week, Jeff. And they were off after a 1-3 start. So there's bright spots here with this team, somewhat. But then you got this Packers team 6-3 against the spread as a favorite, 7-2 straight up. Then they're 3-1 against the spread, straight up in the division play, and they're 1-0 in road games this year as well, too, in the division. And then they're 4-2 against the spread on the road as well, too. And they're 5-3 since their bye week 5 after a 4-0 start. So they're just on cruise control pretty much, the Packers. So I think the Lions do get their sweet revenge in this spot, and I'm going to take them with the +8.5 here. I think that they cover here because they came on late in that game. You know what I mean? And that Packers defense is just not that good. I know the Eagles offense wasn't good enough to really keep up. That's why they were able to look kind of good in this last game that they played in. But I think giving up 31 points of what they did to the Bears goes to show you that this defense, a lot of teams can score on them. So I like Detroit in this spot because this is a pride game. +8.5, give me Detroit.
You know, I have to say I was wrong on both sides. I thought the Lions would kind of rally around Patricia, hearing good things that, you know, I don't think it's Patricia's fault. I think the team believes in him. DeAndre Swift seems like he has the Javid Best concussion problem. Stafford, injuries with Golladay. Hawkinson's been a good tight end for them. Marvin Jones has shown flashes. The point is defense. And, the Packers, I thought would take a step back this year, and they just keep rolling. Yeah, they did take their foot off the gas, and it was nice to see Jalen Hurts get in there for Philly last week. But here, I'm going to roll this 3 in a row here with you, Pops. We're going to take the points. Craig Media will love us for this one. I'm going to grab the 8.5 that you talked about. Hopefully they keep it within 2 touchdowns, and you even get that backdoor little Joe. They're going to have to slow Devontae Adams down. I mean, he's set up for a huge, huge day here. But we'll take the Lions plus the 8 and a hook.
All right. Sounds good to me. So what we're doing here now is we move forward, and we have ourselves, we got some good games here, Jeff. So we move forward to the conference games now. And in the conference games, we have, okay, because I'm trying to do, okay, all right. So we have our conference game, and this is going to be the Chiefs and the Dolphins. Chiefs coming in here 11-1, Dolphins 8-4. We got a spread of plus 7.5 to the Chiefs as the favorite, 46.5 over and under. And a lot of people be like, well, why is the total so low? Well, because both these teams, actually, in all senses of the word, actually the Chiefs have not went over that much this season. Like they're actually 5-7 when it comes to the over under this year. They've went under in most of their in more games than they've went over. And then you got the 4-8 with the Dolphins. So I do see why the line does look like that, but this is going to have to be a game where the Dolphins are going to have to learn how to score. Now, the Chiefs are 5-6 against the spread as a favorite, but 10-1 straight up. And then they're 3-0 since their bye week in week 10 after a 7-1 start. 6-0 on the road, 3-3 against the spread on the road. As a favorite, they're 2-3 and 1-0 as an underdog. And then they're 3-0 versus the AFC East against the spread and straight up, and they have a 16.2 point difference in these games, Jeff. That means that they're beating these teams by almost 2 touchdowns or better in these games as well, too. There hasn't been really any close games here except for maybe the Bills game, and that wasn't really close either. And then we have the Dolphins, 5-1 since their bye week, week 7, and then 7-2 since their 1-3 start as well, too. So this team is lights out right now, and they're 4-2 at home against the spread and straight up, and they're 1-2 as an underdog at home, 3-0 as the favorite at home. So they got some things working in their favor when they're the favorite here, but they're not the favorite in this spot. And they're 1-1 versus the AFC West with the 1-0 record at home against the division as well, too. So, they beat the Chargers there. So, pretty much we got the 3, and then 3-3 against teams over 500 as well. So this team has a way of just keep on. But I think after what we saw Sunday, with Coach kind of losing his cool a little bit, I think that maybe they might have to be taught a lesson. And I think the Chiefs are going to be the ones that are going to teach them that lesson real quick. We got to humble them real fast. You're chasing teams that are 2-8 teams because they playing football, coach. Come on, man. And everybody said, well, I love a coach like that. Well, if your coach would have went over there and tried to punch somebody, your coach would have been fired. So, and it doesn't even matter. This, Jeff. That coaches just can't go over there beating up on players. That. So that's my point. And I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to take the Chiefs minus 6.5. Bring out the big red belt.
I thought the line opened up pretty high here, Pops. When we were going over the notes last night and this morning, I saw the Dolphins as high as 8, which to me, again, they're a big opening number. They're begging for Dolphin money. I remember when the Dolphins were only getting 3 against the Rams, or 3.5, and they mauled them. Something, I think the Chiefs, like the Steelers, you kind of need that one more loss to kind of get the blood flowing again. The Chiefs, I'm telling you, Mahomes just makes it look so easy. I mean, never flustered. We talked about this week after week. Do I think the Chiefs are going to win? Most likely, yeah. But I can't pass up with the Dolphins getting 7.5 at home. They're rolling, and you could catch a Patty Mahomes a little flat. So we're going to take the seven and a hook, whatever you can get with the Dolphins, and we even suggested maybe to sprinkle a little pizza and beer money on the Dolphins plus the 281 money line, and go to her.
All right, and so I like what I hear. So it looks like a face-off here, and I just really do think the Chiefs is going to have their way with these boys. I'm telling you, Jeff. So there it is. We're going to go ahead and take our first break of the day. So you guys go ahead and just stay cool, stay tuned, and we'll be right back to you. This is the NFL Bet Exchange.
Good News Only Racing Club, led by the legendary Doug O'Neill, the trainer of 2 Kentucky Derby winners, and I'll Have Another, and Nyquist. Also trained 2-time Breeders' Cup champ Golden Sense, who are just a part of a long list of thoroughbred champions trained by Doug O'Neill. The Good News Only Racing Club has a young core of horses to look out for in Dennis's Celery, Irish Heatwave, and Notre Dame, just to name a few. Win the day every day with the Good News Only Racing Club, a proud sponsor of the NFL Bet Exchange. The Viget app, where social media meets sports betting. Get the latest line movements in all major sports. Track your daily bets, daily contests, the NFL over-under contest that pays out $10K in cash prizes. This is a cutting-edge app that helps betting be easy. Sign up with the reference code POPDBIC and you will be able to watch my daily show, The Primetime Angles, as a resource to building that bankroll. Viget is available in your Apple or Google Store on your iOS or Android. The social sports betting app, Viget.
Dawson here, EastCoastSportsInvestors.com. Welcome you to the website. You're this close. Why not finish the deal and join our team? We're offering 2 great back to the basics and VIP packages for the rest of 2020. You can come on board to our very own app and bet work, we call it, for as low as 99 cents a day, $29.99 a month, or for the rest of 2020 for just $90. And that's a savings of $30 and 1 free month. Or join our VIP membership, which gets you direct emails and texts to your cell phone on a daily basis. Our breakdowns, our do's and don'ts, why we are releasing this game, and what to be expected for those games and the upcoming future. So come on board, click the link, or follow us at EC Sports Invest on the Twitter. We will follow you back and answer any questions there, or also send us an email at eastcoastsportsinvestors@gmail.com. Look forward to joining our team and seeing you soon at the winner's circle.
Welcome back to NFL Bet Exchange with your host, the one and only Pop Dibiase, the primetime capper, and my man, the Don of Cape Cod, Jeff Dawson. All right, so let's jump into it, and we got ourselves, and we're rolling. All right, Jeff. So Colts Raiders. This is a critical game when it comes to the AFC playoff race, and the Raiders actually get a good schedule here because now they can get these teams, they can play these teams face to face. So there's no ifs, ands, or buts about if they're going to get in here or not. So you got the Colts 8-4. They're vying for the AFC South right now. They're 4-2 against the spread straight up since week 7 after a 4-2 start. So this team is just going along with the motions. They're doing exactly what they were predicted to do. And then they're 4-4 straight up versus the AFC this year. 3-5 against the spread though. And then they're 5-2 against the spread straight up on the road as well. And that's against the spread and straight up as well. And 3-3 versus teams over 500. That's against the spread and straight up. Then you got the Raiders 7-5, 7-5, 7-5 against the spread, 9-3 when it comes to over and unders. But the Colts are 7-5, so that's why you got the strong over under here with the 53 here as well too, Jeff. So then we have 3-2, the Raiders over 500, 4-1 against the spread, playing against teams over 500 as well too. Then they're 5-3 against the AFC, 6-2 against the spread against the AFC. And then they're 3-2 at home against the spread, but 2-3 straight up. And then they're 4-3 since their bye week. And pretty much that equates, that came from a 3-2 start as well, too. So the Raiders are really pretty much above average right now when you look at everything when it's all said and done. But I really, truly think the Raiders are going to figure out a way to win this game because, once again, this is a game the Raiders can't afford to lose, but the Colts can. You get it? So I'm going to take the Raiders with the plus 125 here, 130, and let's rock and roll. And I'm going to roll the dice on you this week, Vegas. Let's go.
Yeah, I've been a big Colt backer, especially
yes, you have.
on the road, and they've been very profitable for us. This week, something tells us early that, we're going to follow, we thought we pops, get ahead of the curve, but you followed suit right to us. We're on the Vegas plus the 130 as well on the money line. We like them not just to cover, but to win this game outright. It's a game that, they were 5 seconds away from losing to the Jets. So I think Chucky will have them more than motivated and ready. And they know Philip Rivers is inside and out, so that won't be a problem. They're going to have to win the turnover battle. Maybe Jacobs will be back next week. Waller had a monster day last Sunday, and look for them to win one at home. We'll be back in the plus 130 money line pops.
All right, so here we are. We got the Cards and the Giants. This is we're going to our NFC games, and the Cardinals 6-6 and the Red Hot Giants. They are now back to being the pride in New York City, 5-7, but winners of their last 4 out of 5 though. So this team started 1-7 on the year, Jeff, and now they're here. Joe Judge is now being seen as this great coach. You know what I mean? I said the first 8 weeks though, y'all was like, well, are they going to go try to get Belichick? You know what I mean? Yeah. There was rumblings about getting anybody. They damn near was talking about bringing back Parcells. And, they were on an island with no hope. But then they figured out that they had 3 other teams on the island with them of no hope, and they're all in the same division. So now we're playing the survivor game in the NFC East. So pretty much this is the tail of the tape, Jeff. You got the 2-5 against the spread, Cardinals as a favorite. They're not great as a favorite, Jeff. Then they're 3-4 straight up as the fave as well, too. And 2-0 against the NFC East this year, and 2-0 against the spread as well against the NFC East. So they're working it out against this division this year. They're 1-4 though since their bye week 8, and they're after a 5-2 start, and they're 3-3 straight up. They're 3-3 straight up on the road, 2-4 against the spread. So there it is with the Cardinals, and then you have its Giants team 8-2 underdog as the underdog against the spread this year, 4-6 straight up in that category, 4-1 after an 0-5 start. This team literally has been a favorite twice this season. That's it, and they're 2-0 in that category. But we see them as the dog. They're on a 4-game winning streak as well too. A lot of people aren't talking about that. And then we have the 2-3. They're 2-3 at home, straight up, 1-4 against the spread. That's the only thing, though. That's they're better on the road than they are at home. And then they're 2-1 against the NFC West this year, surprisingly, when it comes to the spread. But they're 1-2 straight up, and 0-1 at home, suffering that loss to the 49ers early in the season as well. So there it is. What I'm doing here, Jeff, I'm going to go with the hot hand, and the hot hand is the Giants, plus 115. The Cardinals are falling apart. Now it comes down to coaching, and they have the worst coach in the division. So it's starting to show up, and it is what it is at the end of the day. So give me the Giants plus 115.
I think about 3, 4 weeks ago, we were talking to Kyler Murray, potential MVP, and it's just amazing how the NFL, it's any given Sunday, week to week, you know, uh, it changes. I mean, 3 weeks ago, I mean, it was a wrap. Russell Wilson was the MVP. Might as well just engrave his name now. Now, I mean, this guy is lost. And talk about lost. That Giants front seven, man, put a world of hurt in beating on Wilson yesterday. And I'm with you. We looked at this yesterday, late last night, early this morning. We saw some Giants plus 130, but we'll take you plus 115, 120 on the money line. I love everything. Joe Judge, hats off. It's tough to go into a big city and start slow, but, kept grinding. Maybe this is the one apple from the Belichick tree that will shine. So we're with you, Pops. We'll take the Giants plus the 115, plus 120 money line.
And there it is. We move forward and we have ourselves a dude. Vikings at Bucks, and this could be two teams going in two different places right now, Jeff. You have the Vikings 6-6 coming into this game, with the Bucks being 7-5. But the Bucks, though, peep this, Jeff, 4-5 as a favorite against the spread this year, 6-3 straight up though. Then they're 1-1 versus the NFC North this year, 1-0 at home. Got that big beat down to the Packers earlier this season. 1-4 against teams over 500, but 2-3 against the spread this year as well. So they are 3-3 at home as well, too, straight up. And then they're 2-4 against the spread. But guess what, though, Jeff? They've dropped their last 3 home games as well, too. And that's something that, but all it been as they're busy talking about Brady, they're failing to tell you that, to highlight that for you. They're not bulletproof at home like it looked like early in the year. Then you got this Vikings team, 4-1 is an underdog this year, Jeff. 2-3 straight up, 5-1 since their bye week after a 1-5 start. This is a helter-skelter situation. 2 different teams. They said we had 10 games left, and we're going to play these 10 games, and that's exactly what they're doing right now. 1-1 versus the NFC South, and they are 1-0 when it comes down to being on the road in the situation as well, too. So that looks pretty good on the resume as well, too, for this team. And then they're 1-4 against teams that are over 500, though. That's the only thing that's killing the Vikings this season. And I think the Bucks, this is a big bounce back moment. And you know what? That was a tired team. They played the first 12 weeks of the season. Nobody else but them and the Panthers played the first 12 weeks of the season. And I think that they needed a week off. And Brady being 100, he definitely needed a week off. So pretty much, I would say that the Bucks get it back. Ronald Jones is going to have himself a good game, and he'll carry these guys to a 10-point victory. I'm taking the Bucks with the 6.5. Let's see how it shakes out.
Jekyll and Hyde teams. I agree that the week off is huge for not just Brady, but for Arians, kind of to cool their jets and then figure out the last quarter of this season. I on paper, I think the Bucks sheet. I think that would get them to 11 wins if they went out. And the talk will be, here comes the red hot Bucks into the playoffs. Look out. You don't want to face Brady, yada, yada, yada. We're going to go the other way here, Pops. We're going to take the Vikings. We're going to buy the hook. We're going to take them to +7. We're going to hope Dalvin Cook gets established. Thielen has a big day. Cousins, again, wins the turnover battle. They keep it close. I think the Bucks will win, but I don't see it by a touchdown or more. So we're going to hope for some value here, and we're going to go Vikings plus the 7.
And there it is. There it is. We're going to go ahead and we're going to move on to our next game, and that's going to be this game of the Saints and the Eagles. You got the Saints team that's 10-2 right now, and we got a spread in this game of – what was it? I got 7.5. And let me see, double check real quick, because I'm looking at my notes and all that good stuff. So what I have here for this one is the spread is going to be for this game. It's going to be +6.5. And then you got the Eagles 3-8-1. You got the Saints 10-2. Now, I'm going to surprise everybody in this one. I'm going to surprise you a lot, but I'm going to save it to the end, though, real quick, Jeff. So this is what I'm looking at when I see this one, Jeff. I'm going to go like this. Saints 5-1 straight up, 4-2 against the spread on the road, okay? 9-0 after 1-2 started to the season, but 5-4 against the spreads in that point. 7-0 since their bye week 6, and 4-3 against the spread. 8-0 against teams that are below 500. So this one looks like a slam dunk for the Saints, right? But they got to go to cold Philly. So Philly 0-4 since their bye week, dreadful. 1-3 against the spread, 3-4 one start to the season. 3-5 against the NFC on the year, and that's against the spread and straight up. They're 0-7 against teams over 500, but 4-3 against the spread. They're 2-3-1 at home and 3-3 against the spread. I'm gonna be a little crazy here, Jeff, but week 14 is a good time to get a little crazy though, because you saw what happened in Seattle. Everybody had already had their mind made up. Seattle's gonna win this game, even me. But this is what I'm gonna do here. Jalen Hurts, if you're the starter, even if Carson Wentz is the starter, this team is gonna be motivated this week. So you get to be slapped with the good news only. Dog bet of the week. And I'm going to take you with the biggest number I've taken all season, plus 250, because it's desperation time now in Philadelphia. They lose this one, the season's over. Let's just keep it real, Jeff. The season is done. All right. They can get into this thing at 7-8-1, but they're not going to be able to get in this thing at 6-9-1. Okay. So the Eagles, for all those Eagle fans that are still fighting for their team, just know your boy Pop believes. Plus 250. I've seen this movie before, Jeff, with the Eagles, and I'm not gonna get caught. I'm gonna be, if it's only two of us backing the Eagles, it's gonna be only two of us backing the Eagles. But dog, bet of the week, good news only racing club, baby. There it is. Plus 250 Eagles. Let's roll.
You know, the Saints are doing it again. You know, Teddy Bridgewater last year, 4-0 when Breeze is out. I don't know what 11 or 12 broken ribs is going to do, how long he's going to be out. But, you know, it's kind of, I was telling the boys yesterday, I miss the old Saints. I miss the run and gun, the Michael Thomases, the Kamaras getting out into space, the Joe Horns of the world. Those were the fun teams to watch. I think Sean Payton has just gotten to be where he thinks he's like the mad scientist. Yes, they won. And Atlanta not once but twice had a chance, not just to cover, but to win that game outright last night. And you know, Matt Ryan, you know, can throw touchdowns outside the 20, get him inside the 20 in the red zone, and he's just a field goal machine. And they had 3 more of them again yesterday. So reluctantly, Pops, reluctantly, we're going to take the Saints minus the 6.5. We're buying the hook here. Don't like what they're doing, but just the Philly project, I think right now, they don't know what to do with Carson Wentz. Jalen showed flashes, but then, you know, when they got back into the game, he throws the pick. So I don't know who will start here. I would like to see them give Jalen a shot here, but Peterson's afraid if they do that, you know, the team will think that they think the season's over. But his words were they needed a jump start. So why not give the kid a chance? But we'll roll with the Saints minus the 6, minus the hook here, Pops.
All right, there it is. Nicolas Cage, John Travolta, face off every week. We're gonna throw that graphic in there soon too. So pretty much there it is. We will be right back. Got to take another break. Got some bills to pay. This is the NFL Bet Exchange.
Good News Only Racing Club, led by the legendary Doug O'Neill, the trainer of 2 Kentucky Derby winners and I'll Have Another and Nyquist. Also trained 2-time Breeders' Cup champ Golden Sense, who are just a part of a long list of thoroughbred champions trained by Doug O'Neill. The Good News Only Racing Club has a young core of horses to look out for in Dennis's Celery, Irish Heatwave, and Notre Dame, just to name a few. Win the day every day with the Good News Only Racing Club, a proud sponsor of the NFL Bet Exchange.
The Viget app, where social media meets sports betting. Get the latest line movements in all major sports. Track your daily bets, daily contests, the NFL over-under contest that pays out $10K in cash prizes. This is a cutting-edge app that helps betting be easy. Sign up with the reference code POPDBIC and you will be able to watch my daily show, The Primetime Angles, as a resource to building that bankroll. Viget is available in your Apple or Google Store on your iOS or Android. The social sports betting app, Viget.
Dawson here, EastCoastSportsInvestors.com. Welcome you to the website. You're this close. Why not finish the deal and join our team? We're offering 2 great back to the basics and VIP packages for the rest of 2020. You can come on board to our very own app and bet work, we call it, for as low as 99 cents a day, $29.99 a month, or for the rest of 2020 for just $90. And that's a savings of $30 and 1 free month. Or join our VIP membership, which gets you direct emails and texts to your cell phone on a daily basis. Our breakdowns, our do's and don'ts, why we are releasing this game, and what to be expected for those games and the upcoming future. So come on board, click the link, or follow us at EC Sports Invest on the Twitter. We will follow you back and answer any questions there, or also send us an email at eastcoastsportsinvestors@gmail.com. Look forward to joining our team and seeing you soon at the Winner's Circle.
All right, we are back with the NFL Bet Exchange. It's your host, the one and only Pop Dibiase, the primetime capper. Boy, I felt like I just wanted to say WJAZ Radio, which is cooling out with your man Pop Dibiase. You know, you got me feeling like I'm about to put on a cameo Candy or one of them joints. If y'all know anything about Jeff, if you love Jeff, get Jeff all the cameo memorabilia you possibly can as well too, okay? He's a big Larry Blackman fan. Like, he'll literally, if Larry Blackman is performing at the beach in Rhode Island, he will pull up for Larry. Seriously.
That's why we stay at the Westgate when they're at the Westgate.
Yeah, see, Jeff was insulted when Cameo had to sit out that he was just, man, I waited the whole year to I want to see Jeff bust a move real quick though, man. I got it. If Jeff comes out with the gold suit on, I'm a die. I just want Jeff to. We gonna dress up Jeff for Halloween next year. We're gonna go get him the gold bright suit, and we'll go get him the flat top wig next year, and we'll let him be Larry Blackman.
Do you want me to wear the big red cup too?
Yeah, big red cup as well too. Oh, so nice.
Sparkle.
All right, so here we are. We are moving Jeff, and this is the Washington football team. And this team is playing out of their minds right now, somewhat. They're 2-2 since they came out the bye. 4-0 against the spread, though, Jeff, after a 2-5 start. 5 straight wins against the spread as well, too. 1-4 straight up on the road, though. And they're 2-3 against the spread. And 0-2 versus the AFC West this year. It hasn't been a good year against this division for them. But all in all, though, Washington is making their moves, and they're looking really good doing it. And then you got San Francisco, who's playing today as well against the Bills and everything like that. I wish that we could, had more accuracy and everything. But it is what it is. They're 5-6, 5-6 against the spread, over and under 4-8. They're 2-3 as a favorite, straight up and against the spread as a favorite. 1-1 against the NFC East this year as well, too, surprisingly. And then that's against the spread, though. They're actually they're 1-1 because I got to remember they lost to the Eagles. that game was so long ago. But this is the biggest issue with the 49ers, and this is something we might have to look at tonight, too. The team is only 1-4 at home, Jeff. And That's not good. But they've never been good at this new stadium that they're at, Levi Stadium. And then they're 3-1 versus teams under 500 as well too this year. So that works out in their favor as well. And they're chasing the playoff spot. So if they are able to get the big win tonight against the Bills, then they should be able to have some confidence going into this game. I really do like this game. This is a tough matchup to go ahead and pick on. But you know what, though? At the end of the day, we're going to take the Washington football team because I know that they're going to come out here poised, ready to go. And guess what? It's the Alex Smith revenge tour. Watch out. I'm going to take them on the spread, though.
I looked at that number and I was like, wow, that looks short. And then, like tonight, the Steelers are only now, they're down to a 6-point favorite against Washington. So it'll be a short week. I love what I've seen from Washington. Big Gibson fan. He's had a great rookie campaign. Alex Smith with Scary Terry, wide receiver. Defense with Chase Young. I mean, what not to like? They're playing for Ron battling cancer. Hats off, hasn't missed a day. Just a great story overall. And I think the 49ers have been a big Jekyll and Hyde team, and you just brought it up, their struggles at home. I like to say Candlestick Park, but I know they're in a new place now. That's how old I am. But anyways, we're going to grab the points with you, Pops. We'll take the Washington football team plus the 5. I could see them even sneaking a win out right here. If not, we'll take them to keep it within 3 or 4 points.
All right, so we move on, and we have our interconference games coming up, and we got 2 teams that literally are just, pretty much going with the motions, getting ready to draft in the top 5 next year, and that's going to be the 3-8 Dallas Cowboys. I can't believe I'm saying that too, Jeff. The 3-8 Dallas Cowboys and the 3-8-1 Bengals, and the Bengals actually, for the first time all season, dropped 2 games in a row. Where they didn't cover. You know what I mean? This team has been covering. If we had the teams that against the spread playoffs, the Bengals would be right there in the race. But right now, the Bengals, they're going through the woes right now without Burrow. They only put up 7 points in this in that last game. And actually, they only put up they ain't been scoring too much, period, since Burrow went out. So I'm looking at this team right now. They dropped their last 4 in a row since coming out the bye. And you know that they had 2 wins prior to that. They were 2-5-1. So pretty much this team has just been going through it all season. But they do have a good record when it comes to bad teams this season. They've been able to cover against the bad squads this year. Like literally, like I'm looking at their numbers now, and all the bad teams except for Washington have had an issue with them. And I'm just talking about teams with losing records right now. But everybody else they've covered against, and pretty much when you look at it, this is a game that is really a toss-up in a sense. But the Cowboys have the better team. We all know that. And let's peep this, though. This is why I'm going to go here, though, because this team is going to do this is what Washington's thinking about. And this is what their quarterback's thinking about. Revenge City, baby. Andy Dalton, the red rifle, goes back to Cincinnati, and he shows them, you should have just let me stick around for a year and train your boy on how to be the quarterback. So it is what it is. Give me the Cowboys minus 170. If they lose this game, I'm retiring them for the rest of the season. Straight up. Cowboys, this is your last chance, bro. It's your last chance. It's like New Jack City. I'm hanging them over the bridge right now, Jeff.
It's funny, this is Andy Dalton revenge. I thought of that as well. They open them up around a 3.5 point favorite. Another Jekyll and Hyde team. I think they started the year 0-6 or 0-7 against the spread. They stunned the world in Minnesota. Don't know what to expect because they'll be coming off the Raven game on Tuesday. So again, another short week. Tough spot here, Pops. Really is. I mean, especially if they get a good game against the Ravens. That game's going to be a must-win for both teams. Be interesting to see. I look for the Ravens there to, finish business and maybe sheet out themselves. So, but my thought here was the same thing, Pops. It was, Andy comes back. They find a way to win. I was looking for a money line. You helped me out with it, minus 170. We had them at 3. We were going to buy the hook, but I'm going to follow your lead here. 70 a little steep, but we'll take that one last shot with you as well here, and we'll do money line as well.
Yeah, bro, just hang them over the bridge, see if they worth it this time. You know what I mean? If not, drop them. Simple. All right, we got this. We move along. We got the Bears and the Texans, and this game is going to be a good one. We got the Bears hosting the Texans in this spot, and a Bears team that's lost 6 in a row. Wow. Then going against the Titans team that's much better than they were to start the season. This team started off the season 1-6. Since then they're actually 3-2, Jeff. So much better with Romeo there and everything now, and everything's moving a little forward in the right way. Somewhat, Deshaun is still a relevant quarterback in the NFL. He's not having a struggle of a season. It's just that the defense isn't stepping up. And I think that this is the season where that this team is ready to go ahead and rebuild and bring in some new assets. That's really what it is right now. Now, the Bears, they've totally fell apart. I don't see them making the playoffs anymore. I don't even know if they're going to win another game for the rest of the season as well, too. They maybe have one game on their schedule that looks like a very winnable game. That's Jacksonville. But when I look at this team's dropped their last 5 in a row, Jeff. It's sad to see. It's sad to watch this team go out there with 6 in a row. I'm sorry. They dropped, as I mentioned earlier, this team started off 5-1, 0-6 since then. You know what I mean? So it's just bad right now. And I think that their season really got messed up when they did what they did to Trubisky, dude, to be dead honest with you. They should have just went with the flow. The games would have went the same exact way, but they just had to do it because the fans demanded it. And once again, the fans ain't the coach. They ain't the general manager. Sometimes they just have to deal with it. You feel what I'm saying? But, me and you come from a different day, Jeff, where if that was your quarterback, you're going to roll with him, period, point blank. If you're winning games, you're just going to roll with it until he stinks it up to the point to high heaven and you can pull him out. You have to have a justifiable reason to pull him out. And I don't think that it was ever really justified of how he pulled him out. Nick Foles was there for good help, but it is what it is at the end of the day. So let me stop yipping and yammering, and I can get straight to the point with this one on who I like. It's going to be simple. I like the Texans because the Bears fell apart already, and I just don't like the way things are going for that team right now. Everybody wants to fire the head coach and the general manager. They're an absolute mess, but what's new in Chicago? Give me the Texans with the money line, minus 130. And I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
And the Texans have been damn good against this division as well too. When you look at it, they beat Detroit. That was a good win, and they didn't do anything with Green Bay, but they still beat Detroit. They're 1-2, so it's fine. We'll see how it goes. We move forward, Jeff.
We talked about this Texan team, and at one point, the teams that they lost to had like minimal wins. I think I saw this morning the overall record versus their opponents is like 45 games over 500, and they're 5 of their 7 losses are to first place teams. So when they're just missing a few pieces. Deshaun, I look for a big bounce back. I think you hit a lot of good points there. Nagy, Trubisky, Foles, Montgomery is showing life there now. There was even talks, trading Khalil Mack and a bunch of assets and picks to try to move up to get the 1 spot. But here I'm going to take Deshaun. I'm going to take a guy that's a leader that knows how to win and a team that has played a lot of tough opponents, and I think they get the job done, and I think they get it done pretty easily. So I'm going to lay the 130 money line as well.
All right, and we can trust them because they're 1-0 on the road against in this spot against these NFC North teams. So we'll see how it goes. We got Broncos at Panthers. This is going to be a fun game. 4-8 versus 4-8, and this is the helter-skelter team of the NFL. Both the helter-skelters of each conference. You don't know what you're going to get week in, week out. But you know what, though? You got two coaches that have teams that play for them. Regardless of what anybody thinks, record-wise and all that good stuff, they have guys that play for them, straight up. And, Fangio has done a great job of keeping that Denver team positive. And Matt Rule's done a great job of keeping that Carolina team very positive as well, too. Carolina's rested after 12 weeks of playing, and then the Broncos are coming out of a game where they really, really made the Chiefs work last night as well, too. So, you can't go to sleep on this one. This one is going to be a really good game. You got a Broncos team that has not done well against the NFC South this season either. They're 0-3 coming into this spot. So, you look at it and you say to yourself, well, maybe this might be something that's going to be helpful for the Panthers. But when you look at what the Panthers have done against the against the AFC West, you have a Panthers team that's only 1-2 against that side. So this is a very, very tough game. I expect this game to come down to a field goal as well, too, Jeff. That's why I'm going to go ahead and take the edge with the home team here, and that's going to be the Panthers, Jeff. I'm going to go ahead and take the Panthers here, and I'm going to take them with the money line as well, too. And I would say that they would be a minus 170 by the time we get the kickoff, but I think they may be shorter than this because I think this one will drop down to about 2.5 to 2 by the time we get the kickoff.
Denver, a great game, actually had the ball with a chance to win yesterday, and they closed it around 13.5, 14-point dogs. COVID has made the NFL, they used to yell and scream about the 3-day work week, from a Sunday to a Thursday game. Now these guys are playing on Tuesday, then coming back on Sundays. Teams coming off 10 days off, 12 days off. It's a Jekyll and Hyde. What are they getting for practices? Is it Zoom meetings, notepads? We're going to grab the points with the Broncos. Again, Jekyll and Hyde team. I think it's going to be close. Slight lean defense to Broncos, but offensively, Panthers way better on that side. Love where Rule is doing, where this team is going. Mike Davis has stepped right in for CMC. Haven't heard if he'll be back this week or not, but we're going to grab the points. We saw it at 4 this morning. I don't know if it's going to be 3, 3.5, whatever, but we'll take the dog and the Broncos here, Pups.
And there it is. There it is. So with that, we'll be right back for the fourth quarter. And this is the NFL Bet Exchange.
Welcome to MyBookie. You're ready to create an account and start making money, and we're here to help. And remember, you can get a bonus of up to $1,000 on your first deposit. Now you're ready to bet. Just go to mybookie.ag, visit the sportsbook, click on your bet, and input the amount you want to risk or win in the bet slip. Yes, it's that easy. Just remember, at MyBookie, you play, you win, you get paid.
At Amazon, we're pretty good at getting things done. We're pretty good at solving problems. COVID-19 is the biggest challenge we've had to face. But challenges are what motivate us. Like flying masks to our employees around the world. We're doing everything we can to get you what you need, and doing everything we can to keep our people safe. I'm former Navy pilot Sarah Rhodes, and I'm proud to lead our Amazon Air network.
All right, we are back in the fourth quarter of the NFL Bet Exchange. And boy, oh boy, this is going to be a fun little segment that we have here because we got Da-da-da-dun. The winless Jets. The days of our lives team. Greg Williams fired. I hope they fire the cornerback too. That got burnt on that route. So, but it's okay. Everybody's getting fired off the Jets at the end of the year, including the quarterback, I think, as well, Jeff. So, Sam Darnold, be ready to pick up that clipboard and back in LA. Chargers would probably make that move, huh? Maybe.
I see that.
San Francisco, I will make the move.
Jimmy G's coming back to New England, isn't he?
It might be. You know what I mean? Because to me, Sam Darnold could be a modern day Steve Young on the right side. Steve Young did not start off well in Tampa Bay.
No, he didn't.
But it wasn't his fault either. Tampa Bay was terrible. He was always a talented quarterback. Now, if you threw him on, say, a better team with a better QB type of quarterback coach who's a head coach, you throw him in there with Shanahan. Shanahan can do some things with Sam Darnold, dude. I'm telling you. You can do some things with him. We'll see.
I don't think Sam Darnold's career is over. I think it might be over in the Jets, but yeah, sometimes it just takes a fresh start. I mean, look at Tannehill, what he's done the last couple of years. That's all.
Right. All right. So this is what I'm seeing. You got an 0-12 team going against an 8-4 team. And let's all just understand the Seahawks are not a 99 overall team. They have a terrible defense, all right? And what happened yesterday was that their defense is just pretty much told us that even against a bad offense, we're still going to give up 17 points, okay? And what that bad offense did was play superior defense. The Giants went into their old playbook for that one, dude. They did that they used to do that to the Niners in the late 80s, early 90s all the time, where you have to play our game. You're going to have to win it our way. And you know what? Seattle just couldn't do it. I don't see Seattle having any issues with the Jets, to be honest with you. But when you're a desperate team, anything can happen. But at the end of the day, they're going to have to stay desperate because they're not going to win this game. Give me 13.5 on the Seahawks, man. I think the Seahawks run away with this one. They're uber pissed about what just happened. The first home loss of the season as well, too, to under 500 team, but they're in first place. So that's an exception. But I think all in all, though, what happens here is that the Seahawks absolutely roll and steamroll the Jets. Give me him at that minus 13.5. And I hate taking that big number, Jeff, but I think this team is out for blood, to be honest with you. And the Jets been playing in way too many close games as of late. They need a little bit of a butt whooping. So we'll see how. So give me the 13.5.
And there's another revenge spot there. Who's the Jet guy? Is it Adams that came over from the Jets to Seattle now?
Right.
So I just think, again, it's too many points, but I could see an absolute butt whooping. This Seattle team, again, the teams that started off hard that are now hitting that middle of the season like that wall. You got Russell there. You got Pete. They've been there before. Adams taking control of the defense, and a Jet team that's just doesn't want to win. They'll hang around, but they just don't want to win. It's a coin flip here. We bought the hook. We took Seattle. The Jets plus the 14. I could see a 41-10 game. Maybe a 31-21, but we'll take the points and pray, pups.
All right, so you on Jets?
We're on Jets.
All right, see, you guys, and then it was so funny, Jeff, because everybody's like, that's a sure thing, right? The Chiefs. And I said, you guys need to watch our show a little bit more because we were like Broncos last week and we know that how the divisions work. And you're not in the wrong place if you're going to take the Jets because the Jets are going to probably be a plus 16.5 by the time we get to the kickoff as well, too. People are going to annihilate this 13.5. That's exactly what Vegas is doing. They want it to go up even more, to be honest with you. So there it is. Jeff's on the Jets. I'm on the Seahawks. We rolling. And just know, Jets fans, Jeff has had your back. Literally, 8 out of the 12 weeks, he's had your back, okay? Me, on the other hand, not so much. But you know what? When I do pick you, you do take care of me. So pretty much to the team from Queens. All right, so I'm taking the Falcon. So Falcon, I just really almost just jumped ahead. Falcons 4-8, Chargers 3-9, plus 2.5 spread to Chargers, 49.5 over and under. Jeff, let's just keep it real. Let's be honest here. We got a Chargers team that's just absolutely just dreadful. They're not terrible. It's just their team lives in Bad Beach City, and it's just hard to get out of Bad Beach City, man. And you have a Falcons team that literally resides in that city as well too. They're the same exact team, same exact talent, high-end quarterbacks, insufficient coaches. It's that simple. But Jeff, you know me, I don't like to blame just the coach because the coaches don't have video game controllers. This isn't Madden, okay? So pretty much you players have to be accountable. And I feel like both these teams have players that aren't accountable, and they've been killing them all season and been making mistakes in big spots that you're not supposed to make mistakes in. So pretty much I can trust the Falcons a bit more here. And the Falcons have actually crushed the last few times they came out to Southern California, San Diego, or California. So I'm taking the Falcons with the money line minus 120.
It's so funny, Pops, because had the Atlanta on our email exchange once a week. That was our play of the day. That was our dog of the day. And then on our weekly show, lean Chargers. With the Pats having to play, though, yesterday against the Chargers, then Thursday against the Rams, it was a real tough spot for them. And then if you look what Belichick has done to first-year quarterbacks, he owns them. And then what they've done against Anthony Lynn and but the public was buying in on the Chargers for some reason yesterday. You know what? I always believe you're not as bad as you were last week, and there's two teams that just find ways to lose. Give me the Chargers. I don't know why. Matty Ryan, again, he's got to throw touchdowns from the 20 to 20. Get him inside that red zone. He can't, since Tony Gonzalez is gone, he can't throw a touchdown in that red zone. And I can't believe the last play yesterday to Julio Jones. When's the last time Julio caught a red zone touchdown? I mean, it's just inept. So we'll take the Chargers. We'll look for Herbert for the big bounce back and look for a high-scoring game there as well.
All right. Let's get into the national games, and that's going to be first up Sunday night football. And this one is going to be a good old slobber knocker. And this is going to be the Steelers and the Bills. And the Bills, to me, they're not on cruise control to this AFC East championship. The AFC East is going to be settled when they play the Dolphins in a few weeks. That's real right there. But they got to keep pace as well, too. So this might be the one game that if they do lose, they can afford to lose it, Jeff. They really can't afford to lose tonight because if they lose tonight, they can't lose this game. But all in all, if they win tonight, they can go ahead, breathe a little bit, and they're fine. But all in all, you want to win every game that you're playing. But this one right here, though, is going to mean much more to the Bills than it does to the Steelers because they're trying to keep the Dolphins off their heels. And the Steelers probably aren't going to lose tonight, in my opinion. Even dropping down to the 6, Jeff, they told us what the score was going to be before we even watched the game. When they give a team a 10 to start off the week, that usually tells me that it's going to be a double-digit win for that team. And then when you drop it down to the 6.5, that means everybody's trying to get cute and be on a dog and be, ooh, I had the Washington football team, and they covered tonight, and I had this, and did all you goofy people have the Steelers? Like, okay, yeah, all right, but Steelers are with a 6.5 at home against a 4-7 team? Come on, dog. But let me stick to this game right here because this is the game. The Bills will be the team that beats the Steelers for the first time. I'm calling it right now here on the show. The Bills are going to win that game. Give me the Bills plus 115. Mafia. You already know what it is.
We're filming here on Monday. We have a lot of games that set up next week, and I'm with you as well. Bills, San Fran, which I think everyone remembers that San Fran team last week. And didn't the Bills, correct me if I'm wrong, Pops, didn't the Bills come into Arizona when Arizona was hot and Arizona was a short favorite? And didn't the Bills beat them? I think it looks like the same.
That was the Kyler Murray. That was the Murray. That was the Hail Murray.
Oh, that's right. That was the Hopkins. Okay. Yeah. So the Bills had that game, and then obviously Hopkins took it away from them. I agree with you 100% this week on this game as well. tough spot for Pittsburgh, short week going east. Not a big trip for them. They can just jump in a Greyhound and head on over there. I think the place would have been rocking. I think it's a playoff atmosphere game. And the Bills know Miami's chomping at the bit here. I like the money line as well. We don't need any +1, 1.5, whatever. We'll take them at the 115, 120 money line to win the game outright, and most likely give the Steelers their first loss, which they need a loss. They need at least that one loss. So we like the Bills as well here.
All right. So there it is with that. We move on to Monday Night Football, and this is going to be the best Monday Night Football game of the season. I don't care, Jeff. Other than the Ravens-Chiefs game that went down early in the year, this is going to be the next best one that they have here because there's so much on the line here. And I think that the Browns would be able to clinch that playoff spot if they're able to go ahead and get that win on Monday night, because simply it's just really, to me, Browns just need 2 wins. That's it. 2 wins and they're in. The Ravens need a lot of help at this moment. I think the Ravens, I'm not going to stick a fork in them yet, but I think that it's over. I don't see this team making the playoffs this season. I see them actually kind of maybe having a difficult time with the Cowboys tomorrow as well, too, because everybody assumes that they're going to run all over them. I truly do think when it comes down to it, you got this Browns team just swept the AFC South. They are 2-2 in the division as well, too, with 2 games coming against the 2 top teams in the next 4 weeks as well. They got Baltimore now, Pittsburgh, end of the year, both games in Cleveland. The Browns have lost 1 game at home this year. They've been lights out. And I think this is going to be the coronation game. And the last time they had a big game like this on national television, it was the Steelers. And they went ahead and absolutely crushed them. And then Myles Garrett pretty much destroyed their season with him going crazy on the quarterback. So this is how we get the revenge here. And I think the Browns, this is perfect. The team that moved from Cleveland 25 years ago walks into the new stadium. They give them a good butt whooping like they just did the Titans, and they go move on and get themselves to the playoffs and go ahead and do what Boston did, bury the ghost of Paul Brown. It's that simple because he's been the one hunting you. And I think that's what's going to happen there. So, dog pound, woof, woof, woof. Pick them, baby. Browns, let's get it.
Big Brown fan way back with the dog pound, the Brian Sipes, the Cardiac Kids. I remember the Denver Brown playoff game, the fumble. I think it was Ernest Biner, I think it was. Now, a team everyone was all high on last year was the Browns, and they laid an egg, and they're rolling. And all the Mayfield, Baker naysayers now are eating crow. They just pounced on the Titans last week, and they just didn't take their foot off the gas. And it was supposed to be 2 running attacks, and Baker Mayfield is running around like Mahomes yesterday, and just throwing darts. And if you look at the Bucs schedule and you look at the Ravens schedule, again, I think the Ravens can win out. It all starts tomorrow against Dallas. So if they beat Dallas and take care of business, I got a gut feeling that the Ravens will be ready. And they got to get out early. They can't turn the ball over. You can't force Lamar into 3rd and longs. And I think they're going to be able to move the ball. And I think this will be a big, big win for them. We took them on the money line minus the 120. It's a coin flip as well, Pops. A lot of good games coming down the stretch here. But we like the Ravens to find a way to win in a tough battle here.
All right, there it is. So Ravens, Browns face off again. I can't wait. It's going to be lit. All right, so pretty much with that, another great show. I'll have fantasy football for you guys on Monday with the straight up winners as well too. But once again, man, Jeff, thank you so much. Any final thoughts?
To all the listeners, I want to thank everyone. It's been a long season. It's been COVID has kind of thrown everyone for a loop, and the holidays are coming. Our ECSI VIPs are off a 9-2 record last week, and we hit a 3-0 action parlay for 3.5 units. So our team won over 10.5 units last week. So take a look at us on Twitter at EC Sports Invest. Send us an email at eastcoastsportsinvestors@gmail.com. Take a look at our website at www.eastcoastsportsinvestors.com. Let's open up some lines of communications. Treat yourself to an early Christmas present. Get ready for the Super Bowl, March Madness, MLB, NBA, NHL, whatever you like Pops. We do it all here. And I can't thank you guys enough, and can't thank you, Pops. Blessed and honored to be here.
Hey, you know it, brother. You know it. All right. So with that, that is another episode of the NFL Bet Exchange, and I am your host, the one and only Pop Dibiase, the primetime capper, and my man, the Don of Cape Cod, Jeff Dawson of East Coast Sports Investors, and we are gone. Toodles!
Thank you for tuning in to the NFL Bet Exchange, where the sharpest bets are laid. This show was produced by the PrimeWave Media Group.